I'm so excited. I got this in the mail last night and I really wanted to open it up as soon as I got it, but I forced myself to wait and show some restraint so I could film this unboxing. So it is now Sunday morning. I just woke up, had my breakfast, and couldn't wait any longer. Let's just open it up and then I'll talk about it. So I first placed this order on July 28th and it arrived on August 16th, which is pretty good because this was actually a pre-order on the WonderPens website, and they had listed in the item description that these would start shipping out mid-August. Yeah, that was pretty accurate. I mean, mine arrived mid-August. It arrived August 16th. So I'm glad I didn't have to wait too long for this. And this is my first order from WonderPens ever because they are a Toronto-based stationery shop and I'm based in Los Angeles. So I've never really had the need to order from them just because I have so many options local in the US. But I'm really happy to finally be supporting WonderPens because they seem like an incredible stationery store in Canada. I appreciate how securely this is wrapped, and I might mute this part so that it's not annoying on audio. I just wanted to show how it was placed with this flat cardboard piece so that it doesn't get dented. Also really appreciate that. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I just love the dust bags from Superior Labor. I love their logo so much. It's so beautiful. And of course, most leather Superior Labor products come with this leather tag. That's what it looks like up close. And I can already smell their distinct leather smell, which is so good. Gonna save this for my journal. Okay, I don't know why I'm nervous. Let's open this up. Oh my goodness. The squeak. I have seen these wallets, these pen wallets, all over YouTube, and I just can't get enough of the squeak, the Superior Labor leather squeak. It's so good. Wow, that's loud too. Okay, so clearly I have purchased the Superior Labor leather pen and wallet case. That's what it's technically called. And it is a collaboration pen wallet between WonderPens and the Superior Labor, which is, I think at this point, my favorite Japanese lifestyle brand. I love everything about the Superior Labor. I love the philosophy behind their products. I love the care put into every single product that they create. They're all handmade. I mean, their motto is literally, we take pride in craftsmanship and never skimp on time and effort. And that means a lot to me. I really value that. I've mentioned in a few videos now that I am really trying to curate my stationery collection more and more now. If I'm going to spend a lot of money, I want it to be an item that is gonna last me forever. I don't want to just keep acquiring things for the sake of having more. I really right now am focused on curating my collection and only adding in things that really spark joy and that I covet and I know I will cherish for years on years to come. And this definitely meets that criteria. I have been wanting this case for years now. I think it's been several years since they released this, at least 4 or 5 years. I didn't know about it like 5 years ago. It's more of a recent thing for me. I think I first saw this in Little Coco Studios videos. She always has this on her desk, and she has the light brown case, I believe, and it just looks so buttery and beautiful. It just glistens in the light. I love the way that her case has aged over time. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. And then another YouTuber who I also love, Autistic Bucky, they have one of these cases as well. And again, their videos are just so aesthetically pleasing. I love seeing that case on their desk every time. And it has always just tempted me. I just knew right away that this is exactly what I'm looking for right now as someone with a really small fountain pen collection. I only have 2 fountain pens, and I believe this case can hold 5 total. I think it can hold more, but if I want my pens to be protected and safe and like spread apart from one another, 5 is more realistic. And I don't see myself having more than 5 pens anywhere in the near future. So I know this will serve my needs really well. I still don't have a fountain pen case, so this fulfills a need in my life right now. And some of you may know I purchased this year as well. This is the Superior Labor Utility Leather Case, and they are a perfect match, which is what I was hoping for. I was really tempted to get the light brown color after seeing it in so many of Little Coco Studio and Autistic Bucky's videos. But I love dark brown, and I love the Superior Labor's dark brown. I love that it has kind of a red undertone to it. It's just such a beautiful tone. That's what ultimately made me go with the dark brown. Also, by the time that I saw this listing on Wonder Pens for pre-order, the light brown was sold out anyway. I think that's the light brown and the natural leather, I think are their most popular colorways in this and in all Superior Labor products, honestly. So all they had left at the time was the dark brown and black. And so I thought I might as well have a matching pair. So that's why I went with the dark brown. I feel like I should show you close-ups of the different features of this case. I've just been rambling, I'm sorry. So here's the case. It's a flat kind of case. There's no gusseting. It doesn't expand or have like much width to it. It's really just a flat piece of leather that opens on 2 edges. So that's how you access what's inside. The case also has this front pocket. It's just one big open pocket. And then on the front here, you can see the Superior Labor logo in gold embossing. And that looks really nice in person. It's very shiny and shimmery. And I do really like how it kind of stands out from the leather, because in this one, there's no color to this embossing versus this is more of a stamp, actually. And then on the back, it's just completely plain. Okay, and then when you open it up, hopefully that's easy to see. On the left side, there's 3 pen slots that are pretty sizable. So I think, you would have no issue fitting any fountain pen in there. And then on the right side, there's 1 large pocket in the back, and then 2 kind of card holder sized pockets in the front. And at first I thought that I was a little nervous about how kind of restrictive this opening is. I thought it would be hard to get in and out of, but looking at it in person, it doesn't seem that difficult, actually. I'm able to kind of pull it apart quite easily. Now, I need to test it out with like fountain pens in here. That part is I think that might actually get a little difficult to get to this back one, especially because the leather is still stiff right now. It doesn't have a lot of give. I think over time, the leather will become more malleable and soft, but right now it's quite stiff. So that's the actual case. The zipper feels really nice and smooth. I really like it. And that is the case. The stitching details are always so neat with Superior Labor products, I've noticed. Like, it's just, I appreciate how small of a stitch it is. You can see that there. It's not distracting. It doesn't like detract from the overall design of the product. It's so subtle and neat. And they match the color really well to the leather color, so it's not standing out a lot. And then one more detail I noticed is just this rivet here on the zipper, and it says the Superior Labor on it. I just love the kind of brass and gold details against this dark brown color. I think that's so beautiful. Something else to note, if you do also have the utility leather case, there is a difference in how these leathers feel. This one definitely has a harder, like a tougher feel to it. It's not as soft and like pillowy as this leather. This, when it arrived, it already was very like buttery and just smooth to the touch. And obviously like very squishy, and I don't know if it's easy to tell, but it's just very like malleable, I guess, already. Versus this one, it's quite stiff. It's not floppy whatsoever at this point. I think it'll soften over time, like I said, but even just the feel of it, it feels rougher, tougher, sturdier, and not as soft to the touch. And I actually like that it has that tougher feel to it because it really feels like it'll protect my pens. You can also just see that the leather of this is more textured. It has more grain and wrinkles and texture. So I think overall, this pen wallet definitely has a more like rugged look to it. I don't know if that's the right word or if I would really call this rugged, but in comparison to my other Superior Labor products, which are these two items, this looks the most rugged. And it has more of like a vintage, well-used kind of look to it already. Another reason why I wanted to get this case as well is, and I think I saw this in one of Alison's videos, Little Coco Studio. I think that's where I saw it, but I believe this case fits into this perfectly. And let's just try it out, because when I'm traveling or taking all of my supplies on the go, I really am just hoping to have like one item that I take with me that contains everything. And so I was hoping that my pen case would fit into this utility case. Let's see. It looks like it fits, but it is a tight fit. It's a snug fit, but it is just perfect in there, which makes me very excited. I was really hoping that would be the case, and that fits perfectly. Okay, I should probably test it out with fountain pens though on the inside. So let's just fill this up and see what we can get in here. So I brought over some pens so we can start filling this up. And I've mentioned before, but I only have 2 fountain pens that I use regularly. I have a TWSBI Eco with a fine nib in this smoke rose gold colorway. And then I have this Bennu Talisman in the Dream Bean design. But luckily, my partner has a couple of fountain pens himself because he used to really be into fountain pens. And so I brought some of his pens that I could use in here as well. So he has this Sailor, I believe this is a Pro Gear, but I can't be sure. I'm very new to fountain pens, so I'm not very knowledgeable about the different pen models. This looks like a Pro Gear to me, and whatever I was able to look up online, I'm pretty sure this is a Pro Gear. And then he also has, okay, this is a Lamy Dialogue. I've never heard of it before, honestly, but it's a retractable pen, which is really cool. Look at that. So yeah, I brought this one because it's quite chunky, so that'll be good to test. And then he also has a TWSBI in a broad nib. So that's 5 pens. And we will see how that goes in here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the inside, and I'm gonna put his pens on the inside because I don't want to mess them up at all. So I'm gonna put the Lamy dialogue in the back over here. And that fit so easily. Putting the TWSBI Eco in the center. And the Sailor Pro Gear over here. Perfect fit. I mean, those aren't even very snug, honestly. I think I could fit even chunkier pens if necessary. And so it looks like once you fill up these 3 slots, it kind of creates these divots or like these little valleys where 2 additional pens would easily slip in here on the front. And that way they won't roll around and like hit one another because they're just really securely sitting in those little valleys. I hope that makes sense, but let's see if that's true. Yeah, that is true. So it does look like when the case is filled up, it does cause some like warping of the zipper here, and just the case as a whole kind of gets folded and misshapen a little bit, but I don't mind how that looks. I just really love the look of a well-used, well-loved case. So to me, this actually looks really nice. And I can even see here, like over time, there's gonna be additional wear here where my pens fall. And I'm looking forward to that, honestly. I like the look of aged leather and of, you know, seeing the signs of use in a product. So for me, I think that that'll look really nice over time. But I just wanted to call it out because I know some people, I think it would really bother them to see this warping of the zipper here. It's not a very structured case. So if you're more of like a perfectionist when it comes to the look of your items, this might not be the case for you. That fit really easily. But I do feel like now that the pens are all placed in here, it is harder to open up, like how I was showing when it was empty. Now it's quite stiff because, of course, because these pens are in place, I can't really like open the left side flap in this same way that I'm doing to this flap. So yeah, it becomes a lot more restrictive when it's full. I'm just checking if it's like difficult to get out the pen in the back now. And it kind of is. I wonder if that'll get easier over time. But right now, it is a little bit difficult to get this last pen in and out without kind of scraping this zipper on the way. Like I have to make sure my finger is in the way of it so that it's not scraping against it. So yeah, I wonder if that gets easier over time or if it's just because of the way that this zipper only opens on 2 edges, if it's just gonna be more difficult to get this pen in and out. So I probably would just be strategic about how I'm placing my pens in here. Basically, I would probably place my most used pens in the front and then most used to least used from front to back because I wouldn't want to keep reaching for this back one. And the zipper is much easier to close when it's full. It's very smooth. I feel like that was a lot of squeaking. I'm sorry if that noise bothers you. I think I kind of want to add this tag here. I think that would look really cute. Anyway, that's it filled with fountain pens. I want to see if I could also add in like regular pens and highlighters that I might use if I'm just taking this one case on the go somewhere. So I'd probably want to then keep my uni pin, which is what I've been using to journal in my cousin, and then maybe just like a mild liner in case. But I'm not sure where I would put this. Maybe that's what I would put in the back pocket here. So let's see. That fits in really easily. Let's see if I can add maybe like my Muji pen. Now that closes just fine. I think my fountain pens are still protected because the way that this back pocket is cut, it's higher than where the fountain pens kind of stop. So yeah, the pens actually don't touch when it's closed, which gives me more peace of mind adding more supplies in here if I need to. realistically, I would only keep these 2 additional pens in here. And then I would probably want to keep like a ruler. So let's see, I have this ruler and that fits in really nicely in the back. And then, I was thinking like if something like this could fit, but seeing this now, there's just no way that would fit. So you have to keep pretty like flat items in here. I don't think I would keep sticker sheets in here or any like cards. I'm not gonna use this as a wallet. I just don't need my fountain pens with me on a daily basis like that. I wouldn't transfer my wallet into here. So I think these front pockets I'd probably end up using for maybe like washi tape cards if I want to take that on the go with me, or like little stickers. But most likely I probably won't be using these front pockets, honestly. I think this is how I would realistically use this case, is just like mainly to house my fountain pens and maybe like some additional felt tip or ballpoint kind of pens or highlighters that I would need for journaling. And I'm actually really happy with that. I mean, at this point, I only have 2 fountain pens. All these 3 are not ones that I'm using. I'm gonna put these away. So really, I just have these 2. So I'd put them inside. And if I really want this to be like my daily pen case, these are the other 2 pens that I use on a daily basis. So I'd add these 2. And they actually fit in together in this first slot really well. So those are my daily use pens. And that's all I really need in there right now. And I'm hoping to slowly grow my fountain pen collection over time. I actually just ordered 1 pen that's on the way right now, so it'll be nice to have a home for it when it arrives. But this is perfect for my needs right now, and I think as my fountain pen collection grows very slowly and very intentionally, I am confident that this will continue to house everything and be all that I need for some time. And at the very least, you know, if my fountain pen collection grows past 5 pens, then I think this would just house like my most used daily use pens, and I would find a different solution for my other pens. But that is a problem for future me. I'm really happy with this. Let me gather my thoughts and come back to you. But actually, before doing that, now that this is full with realistically what I would use, I want to see if it fits in here. Moment of truth. That is so satisfying to see. It's just like a perfect fit. Hopefully it closes. Okay, it does close. It is a little bulky. You can see some of it popping out here, but that is fine with me as long as everything's protected. I'm happy. Okay, great. I'm happy that worked out. And these 2 just make such a beautiful pair. There's a couple details I realized I should have mentioned from the start, but that might be helpful if you are interested in this case. So like I said, this is a collaboration between Wonder Pens, which is a Toronto-based stationery store, and the Superior Labor, which is a Japanese lifestyle and stationery brand. All of the Superior Labor's goods are handcrafted, I believe. I think this collaboration first launched in 2018. That's like the earliest mentions of it that I could find. So that's 7 years ago. But since then, they have been restocking this case every now and then, kind of sporadically. The latest restock they had, I think, was in June or July, which is when I ordered it. And it is already sold out. They have 4 different color options: black, dark brown, natural leather, and light brown. And all of them are currently sold out again. But have hope. It's, you know, this has been out for 7 years now, and they just restocked it last month. So clearly there's going to continue to be restocks of this. I can confidently say that. And so I would just be on the lookout on the Wonder Pen site. Sign up for restock notifications if you are interested in this, because I'm fairly sure that there will be another restock. This did cost me $141.29 exactly. When I was pre-ordering it, that was the list price, and that was the total that I had to pay. There wasn't like additional tax or shipping added to it. So yes, it is quite expensive. All of the Superior Labor leather products are very expensive, and I think it's a fair price given that they're all handcrafted, handmade in Japan, using Japanese leather. Like, the craftsmanship is unmatched, honestly. It's just always consistently very well made. And these are products that are gonna last you a lifetime, which to me, I would rather spend more money up front so that I can use something for several years on end rather than having to keep acquiring more things and replacing over time. So to me, it is worth the price point, but of course, that's a completely personal decision, and it's up to everyone what they feel is worth their money, right? At the end of the day. I guess other things to mention is they also created an A6 version and an A5 version. So there was like 3 different products in this collaboration, but this is the smallest one. It's the pen wallet. As for my final thoughts, I guess first impressions would be a more appropriate term to use, because I did just unbox this today. I need to give it more time before I can provide my actual thoughts on this case. So I will definitely keep you updated on how this ages, how I continue to use it and like it over time. I guess I can start with the cons. And it's not really cons, but I guess, yeah, the one thing is like how kind of restrictive it could feel to open this and get your pen, the back pen in and out. I think that can become quite difficult if the case is really full. But then I have no issues with the middle and front pens. Same with the back pocket here, because it's like flat and not gusseted at all, and you can only open it on 2 edges. I can see it being a little difficult to get things in and out of these pockets here. Keep in mind, this is still quite stiff because I just opened this. I think over time it'll be easier to get things in and out, but the design in nature is quite restrictive. So that's something to keep in mind. The other thing that could be a con to some people is just the look of this case. Like I said, it does get a little misshapen as it's full. Over time, these pen slots do create visible folds in the case. And I think, you know, as it wears, that becomes more pronounced. So if that bothers you, like, keep that in mind. I don't know how this stamping will fade over time as well. I can see that kind of wearing over time and rubbing off. And the leather itself is not a very like smooth leather. There are a lot of wrinkles and texture on it. So that has to be something that you like. Otherwise, I can see that bothering you. As for what I love about this case, I love the look of it personally. I think it's crafted really beautifully. I can clearly see the attention to detail. All of the details are so neat. I think that's something that I tend to obsess on. Like, if I see any issues with stitching or the way something is cut, it just stands out to me really obviously. So what I really appreciate about the Superior Labor products is that they just look perfect. They're perfectly done every time. And so I'm happy about that. I also really love how sturdy and protective this feels. I love that each of the pens get their own slot that is separated from one another so that they're not going to be touching in here. That gives me a lot of peace of mind. When I was looking for a fountain pen case, that was a very important factor to me. I needed it to have separate slots for the pens. I do also appreciate how many pens I can fit in this case because it is quite small, honestly. I mean, it's the size of my hand. And it can fit 5 fountain pens easily, plus 2 to 3 additional pens if I wanted to. That's really solid in my opinion. So I'm happy with that. It's quite an efficient use of space. I do also just love the feel of this. I love the squeakiness. I know for some people that drives them crazy, but for me, as this gets softer over time, I can see that being just a really nice, like, experiential feature that I would appreciate. I mean, I already really like it. I also love how this leather smells. It smells so good. It smells exactly like my utility case, and I just really like the I guess I like the tactile and sensorial experience of this product, and that matters to me a lot. I care a lot about that. And then lastly, I love that it fits into my existing case. So if I do need to travel and keep all of my supplies with me, I just absolutely love that I can take everything in this. So overall, I'm really happy with it. I'm glad that I splurged on this because I know this is something that's gonna last me a very long time. And I guess that's another pro, is just the quality and durability of these products. They really endure the test of time. So yeah, even if it isn't this exact pen case, I do recommend just looking at Superior Labor products for anything that you want to last a really long time and want to age gracefully as well, because I think, you know, that's one of the main differentiators of their products. I think those are all my thoughts for now. I feel like it's too soon to speak more about this case because it really is just day one. So take everything I said with a grain of salt, please. But this is now my third Superior Labor product that I own, and consistently I have been happy with everything that I've bought from them. So I feel pretty confident recommending this case. After seeing how much fits in here, after feeling it in my hands, I couldn't be happier with it. I think, yeah, there are some annoyances that I'm gonna have to learn to live with and get over, mainly just accessing this last pen here, but it's really not a big deal. I think I've rambled enough and this video has gotten much longer than I intended it to be. I thought it would just be like a 10-minute unboxing, so I'm really sorry if that was a lot to sit through. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that this isn't in stock. I feel a little bad sharing something that you can't even really purchase right now, but I'm just so excited about it. I've been wanting this case for so long, and I don't know, this channel is also just a space for me to gush sometimes about the stationery items that I acquire and that I'm excited about. So thank you for giving me company today. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. And yeah, if you have this product, let me know what you think of it. Especially if you've had it for a while. How has it aged over time? Do you find yourself still reaching for it, or have other products kind of replaced it for you? I would love to know what I should be expecting going into using this. I would also love to know what you actually store in here and how you use the back pocket, because that one's got me a little stumped. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you've been well, and I will see you in the next one.